Hello, cats and kittens. Orewa Jose, Yoroshiku. Back in the crisis corner and the manga corner to give my impressions on One Piece 1080, The Hero of Legend. Interesting chapter. Very interesting transition type chapter. And filling in back information regarding Kobe, how he got captured, what was Blackbeard's aim in catching him, and where all of that is going. So this is paying off a lot of the tidbits that we've got before that. So as we catch up with the action, Kobe is running amok on Full of Lead Island. He's escaped imprisonment, and he's being pursued by tons of pirates looking to capture him. It seems dead or alive, but they're looking to capture him before Blackbeard gets back. Now, why is he running amok? He's running actually a decoy action to help other prisoners who he freed escape. So that selfless Kobe, putting in that work. That's why we love Kobe, because he always puts others ahead of himself. But he's running a delay tactic to help others escape, others who he promised. Specifically, he promised Verona to help Gecko Moria escape, but others as well. However that works. So he's doing that, and then we also find out, filling in back information, that there's an approximately 500 million berry bounty. I guess you call it a bounty on Kobe's head, captured, I guess, dead or alive. That's it doesn't say specifically on his poster, but I assume it's dead or alive. So we see that Kobe has achieved a stature in the new world. We haven't seen. Of course, he's off screen. All of his activities, Rocky Port, all that stuff was off scene because he's not the hero of this One Piece saga. But he has achieved a level of stature in One Piece lore, which is very impressive. $500 million berry bounty, that's pretty good. And those pursuing Kobe, interestingly, are not any of the Titanic captains. And it seems why is that these cats are so strong that if they went after Kobe, they would cause damage to the island itself or the country, and they don't want Blackbeard coming back and being pissed at them for destroying basically the island. It's fair, because they're all sitting back doing. One of them, I think, San Juan Wolf is steep, but they're all not getting involved in the capture attempt, and they leave that to the fodder. And he's been able to elude them. Now, we also get background information on the Titanic captains themselves in terms of their devil fruit powers. You got what is it? 3 of them are present on the island at least. Avalo Pizarro. He's an island. He's an island man. I guess he can control islands. Vasco Shot. He's a booze man. He always look like he's drunk. So I guess I'm interested to see what his ability does, because somebody may mention that if he got into the action of trying to capture Kobe, the fires would go off, and we know that alcohol is flammable, so maybe he can set fires, or maybe he can just get other people drunk. I don't know. But then lastly, San Juan Wolf, the giantification man. It seems quite obvious. So he can make himself big. Maybe he can make other things big. I don't know. You haven't seen any of these cats fight, I don't think. Nah, probably maybe the Impel Down. Nah, I don't think I've seen any of them fight. Anyway, if you have, let me know. Then we go to the flashback, which explains why Kobe was captured in the first place. Blackbeard gets the idea that if he uses Kobe, who is, again, he's achieved stature, he's a hero of the Marines, or the hero of the Rocky Port incident, at the very least. He captures Kobe. He'll use him as a bargaining chip to make the world government and pronounce Fuller Lead Island as a kingdom, therefore making Blackbeard a king, some kind of sovereign. I don't think any of the other an official sovereign too, not just to say like the Yonko are act as emperors in the new world. He would be an actual recognized sovereign of a land. Why he thinks the world government would do that, I have no idea. But it's a plan. So he figures, yeah, capture Kobe, hold him to ransom, and until they make Fuller Lead a sovereign nation, then he'll be a king. Fair. I mean, I don't get that, but whatever. Um, then Kuzan basically tells Blackbeard, still in the flashback, that you can't really pull that off because Kobe's a part of Sword, and Sword is kind of like, I would say they're kind of like IMF agents in Mission Impossible. They can be disavowed at any time if needs be. So he could be disavowed and they wouldn't bargain over him anyway. But I guess Blackbeard is playing more to the fact that he's a recognized hero. Aside from being an agent of Sword, he's a recognized hero, so why not try it anyway? You know, he's gonna try it. We come back from the flashback back to real time, and Kobe's pursuers have him hemmed in. They're about to blast him from every direction, which is kind of dangerous because they'd actually be shooting at themselves. But we won't get into that. Okay, so it looks like he's done for, and then out of nowhere, sword agents show up to save him. You got Kujaku, Rear Admiral, was a disciplined woman, some borderline hentai joint, but whatever. She kind of reminds me of that villain in One Punch Man. She can whip people and make them her slaves. Anyway, so Kujaku, she's there. Rear Admiral, Lieutenant Commander Hibari is a sniper who uses Vegapunk tech. That I believe if you shoot the weapon, I believe she shot the weapons, and the tech turns the ammunition and the weapons into flowers, therefore saving Kobe from getting shot. I'm telling you, that man Usopp needs to get with Vegapunk. I mean, what he has right now is all right. The pop greens, they're fine, but in the new world, he needs an upgrade. I'm just saying that, but that's not the real point of this. I'm just saying, looking at Hibari, Usopp better get with Vegapunk while he's still alive, or otherwise he's gonna run into problems. Anyway, and then you got Rear Admiral Prince Goose Russ, who is a clay man. I don't even know if that's a Loja type thing, but he can create golems to do his bidding, therefore fighting by proxy. That's fine. So these guys, they have a great strategy. They get all of the pirates that's fighting Kobe, hem them into one spot. I think, yeah, they hem them into one spot, and then pin them in with the buildings of the island, and then out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere, out of the blue sky, Garp shows up. With his matter of fact, he's on his ship shows up. How is flying through the air? I'm not sure. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, so he comes out of nowhere and lands one of a boss advanced hockey shot that just wrecks. I'm not even sure how Kobe got out of that, but that galaxy impact wrecks everything. It goes off like a bomb, like a nuke, and like wrecks the entire area. And that's basically that's the end of the chapter. But it's just a boss panel. It's great. So all that having been said, my impressions. I'm surprised again of Blackbeard's plan. To me, he should be smarter than that. But if he's also pretty, you know, Now he's not stupid by any means. He's very smart, very intelligent, but he also, he's willing to try stuff. If he thinks that this plan will work, he said, "Well, let's go ahead and try it anyway." Because he got to explain to him that this man's useless to you. But he's like, "All right, well, let's just try it anyway." So he's impulsive. To me, he seems to be impulsive. Also, I cannot see how the Straw Hat Pirates would prevail currently in a fight against the Blackbeard Pirates. They got no shot. They're too top heavy. I've been saying this for a while. They're elite fighters, the top four, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Jinbei. They can fare well with just about anybody. Once you go below that, and you're dealing with people, that can control islands and giantification and stuff like that. Anyway, so I don't see how they can beat them in a fight unless they start getting some upgrades and start getting them fast. All right. Also, I'm impressed with Kobe. He hasn't done anything remarkable, but I'm impressed with his status that he's attained. We're going to get to see him actually fight and see what techniques or whatever he uses, what his level of hockey and stuff like that, observation, all of that in real time battle. We're going to see that at some point, but I'm impressed with his reputation to this point. And we can see that clearly he's going to be important inside the Marines in the future because he got that honest heart. The Marines are corrupt. They've been corrupted by the world government. They're not bad. They're a necessary force, but they need to be. The world government influence needs to be rooted out, and that's coming down the road. But I'm impressed with Kobe. That's my boy. Also, I'm impressed with his humility. I mean, this dude honestly was like shocked when somebody showed up to try to save him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even want to believe that somebody would come and sacrifice their life for him, but he got Garp pulling, elite level sword, soldiers to come on a rescue mission to save this dude. Again, he's made his impact. How another point? How did I already stated this? But how did that ship get launched into the air? Garp ship. Was it a coup de burst type thing? I don't know. I'm just interested. Also, the galaxy impact is just savage. It's a beautiful thing to see. And this is a guy that Whitebeard said was washed up at Marineford. But we gotta remember he's up in age for sure. But Oda always writes which I respect, older dudes as being savages. I mean, that said, even Rayleigh said that he wasn't a match for Whitebeard, but I'm thinking Garp would be more so. Because if Garp was going head to head with Rogers, that means that he's likely stronger than Rayleigh, in my opinion. Back then and probably now. So we'll see. But it's gonna be a mess. Anyway, I'm still seeing death flags, or at least just something bad's gonna happen to Garp because if it put like this, if he can get off of that island without Blackbeard showing up, he could possibly escape with everybody. But the 3 Titanic captains that are there, this is going to present a problem. Because again, they haven't engaged. They haven't done anything. If they decide to jump him, yeah, he has subordinates, that can help him in the battle, but this looks like it's going to be a sacrifice play. He might have to sacrifice himself to get Kobe and the rest off of the island, because once he makes that statement that Kobe is the future of the Marines and that's his protege, you could just smell the sacrifice coming. It's like I said, there's a death flag or something bad is going to happen to him. At the same time, I don't think, given the fact that One Piece been out for 20 something years or whatever, and the death toll is very low compared to that running time. He doesn't necessarily. This doesn't necessarily mean he's going to die, but maybe get captured or something. Uh, Although I don't think Luffy needs another death to like get him up for taking out Blackbeard. He already Ace was enough, so he don't need any more inspiration to go after Blackbeard. You know, in my opinion. Anyway, summing everything up, I would say this was an excellent chapter. I'm looking forward to the next, especially if Oda follows up on this and we stay with the battle. But knowing him, he might off screen it and move on to something else. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. See if we're going to get the resolution of this battle in the next couple of weeks. Especially if Garp getting captured. Garp's getting captured might even lead to Dragon coming in and trying to get his pops back or something. As long as they don't kill Garp, I'm good. Anyway, so I love the chapter, and it really whets my appetite for the next one. Let me know your impressions, especially do you think that Garp's going to get killed? I hope he doesn't get killed. All these guys, we never got to see them fight in their prime. Some of them, we never got to see them fight at all. We have got to see our Garp in action, which is cool, but to have him exit with so few showings, would kind of disappoint me, but he's not the main character of the story anyway. So that's it. That's all I got. Looking forward to the next chapter. Let me know your impressions. Otherwise, stay loose.